Hello everyone, I am Tacet and welcome to the Gyms of War Invasions Week 7 Day 3. It is a... never mind, it's not any day, it's not Guild Wars. But today, we have a new penguin, or not a new penguin, but we had the already existing penguin. Since I'm already using Titan class, we might as well show the team with it and everything like that. Still haven't done it yet. Tomorrow will be the class event for the Necromancer. Try getting a video out for that hopefully sometime in the morning, mainly going over teams that you can use for the game mode, as well as just teams in general that get synergized with it. As far as that, I actually don't know what you'd really use. I guess a version of Skull Spam Necromancer, I guess, which would be kind of odd, but that could end up working because you'll be restricted to Kazil Undead. I mean, not Kazil, Kedar Undead, I mean. But yeah, you'd be restricted to these restrictions for the hero class thing tomorrow. It's a pretty useless hero class for the most part. It's really only used for soul farming. Well, Fair Straw is craftable this week. I guess you could use that with it. But yeah, there really isn't much, that is for sure. Basically, Skull Spam, Skull Spam, Skull Spam, one-shot them with Fair Straw, or Skull Spam are your options. Or you could try something weird with wall bones, like a double wall of bones, triple wall of bones with some weapon or something. Those combinations could work. But more often than not, you basically have three options. Skull Spam, Wall of Bone Spam, or Fair Straw, one-shot everything. Those are your three options for the game mode, pretty much. Anyways, let's go and do... let's actually do the pet before I get into anything else. Should be pretty quick. I don't actually have a team set because it automatically resets everything. So I guess we'll just go with the... that is not a P. Go with the Protector, go with everything else. Wait, why is it not coming up? Did I spell Protector wrong? Or Protection? Divine Protector. Apparently I did. Okay, get Divine Protector, get Infernus, get an Ubstet, get everything we need. See Infernus. Actually, let's just type in Divine. I'll bring up both of them. If I can... where on earth is our eye? There it is. Get Divine Ishpala, and we need a Ubstet. There we go. Put it to a green-blue, and we could go. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Green-blue, where are you? Where are you? It's McGrim Woods. Where's McGrim Woods? Alphabetical order, go. I still have no clue why they're alphabeticalized by hero, by kingdom, yet they are grayed out. It doesn't make any sense to me. The name of the banner is all in big white text, yet they're alphabeticalized based on the kingdom that's in like small grayed out text. I still to this day do not understand that and why they haven't switched it. Anyways, hello everyone. Hello Danny, hello Questor, hello Demon or Angel, hello Illusion, hello Sean, hello Analyst, hello Joppa, hello D, hello Siplom, hello McCoy, hello SKDC, and hello Brock-chan. Welcome all. If you guys have any questions or anything you want me to go over, just let me know. Otherwise, good majority of today will just be the, of course, finishing up of Invasions. Because I probably will be switching my hero class for a little while. At least for tomorrow, to go do Necromancer. Necromancer tomorrow, of course, we're getting a hero class thing. I think I'm going to finally level it some. Of course, my Necromancer is, I believe, the lowest level hero class I currently have. So I'm going to at least get it to, ideally, I want to say 70. But I'm pretty sure I won't get it that far. I kind of do. I just don't feel like there's much of a need for it unless I'm soul farming. And yeah, I don't intend on soul farming anytime soon. But I don't know, maybe I will preemptively. We already know they're adding another mythic weapon. Maybe I'll finally just get some soul farming in and just see how much better it works compared to a Umbra Wolf. Because I still haven't done that comparison yet. Tried seeing what a double Dragon Soul into using him as an alternative to Umbra Wolf would do. The only real big issue with that is you only get it for 4 turns. So you'd have to win in 4 turns or else you start losing a lot of value. Because Darkstorm only lasts that long. Hello, Tigger! I mean, Tigger. I was looking at your... I was looking at your image. That's funny. Hello, Zeddicus. Hello, 02. Welcome. Isn't this the third or so time that the Penguin event pet? No, this is the first time. Or it's the first time that it was on a 24-hour. There's been 0 pets so far that have repeated on 24 hours. And there probably never will be because of how they give out pets. Or there probably will be eventually, but no time soon. It'll be like a year from now before it even starts repeating at all. Maybe even longer than that. Hey, no, we've never gotten a penguin for free before. Or, you know, the 24-hour, what I mean by free. Of course, you could already have a penguin before, simply from finding it during an event thing. Yeah, we haven't gotten a new pet since, well, I don't really count the eagle. So if you don't count the eagle, we haven't gotten a new pet since, the Yeti, if I'm not mistaken. Which was quite a while ago, which is why I could barely remember it. But yeah, I believe the most recent new pet was Yeti, not counting the cosmetic pet of the eagle last week. Which I guess technically is a new pet. If I'm not mistaken, not the next pet, but the following pet should be the dragon. The little dragon. They're going to be giving one out to everyone for free. But I believe they're running an event with it too. Simultaneous. Yeah, we'll go get the poke there. Get Infernus down. Need to suppress a little more damage. Actually, let's just Ubestead it. Actually, either would kill, but Ubestead's slightly quicker since we don't need to deal with Cascade lag. Making our battle go slower by a few seconds. Yeah, it does feel like sometimes some pets come way more often than others, but it just mainly comes down to bad luck. Why did I not take those blues? Let's see. An alternative to this team, two Dwagates? What are Dwagates? I guess Dwarven Gates and Valkyrie and Tesla don't work. An alternative to this team, two... Oh, yes. You cannot use Submerge. I mean, you can't run full AoE damage when you're up against the Submerged ones. If I'm not mistaken, the alternative I did for this, when this was an issue on my lower level account before, was to run that one troop that has a 50% Devour to blues. It's basically the highest Devour that you can get on something from earlier on in the game. That's pretty consistent. And basically the whole strategy I went down was I kept devouring whatever blues were devourable in each battle. In the final battle, there's only one that is devourable, and it's Skyla. But basically what you do is you use this troop. What's it called? You use a whole team around barrier spam into this troop. What was it called? Let's just type in Devour. If I could type! Devour, go! Okay. What am I looking for? I'm looking for this thing. Lamprey. It's an ultra rare. Most people have it laying around. At least one copy of it. It deals damage to an enemy with a... Oh, never mind. It was only 30% chance, but it's every single time instead of some of the time. But it's a 30% chance to devour them if they are blue. Basically, what you do is you run any form of Dragonian Monk team that has barrier spam, and you just keep spamming until you get a Lamprey. And then once you get a Lamprey, you just go and devour whatever blues are devourable. So in this case, Wave Rider and Skyla. Those other two are immune, so don't try hitting them. If they have immune to devour, it won't work, like these two. But any of them that are devourable, you just keep spamming that at it. Keep using Dragonian Monk so you have barrier to not die. And you just went out that way. I believe the exact team I ended up using for it was Cockatrice. I believe it was Cockatrice, Lamprey, Alchemist, and Dragonian Monk, I believe was the team I used on my lower level account to do it. It takes forever, and it could take you like 20-30 minutes just to do the last battle, but it would win. It would definitely win, regardless of your level. Even if your Lamprey could be one-shotted, you just keep doing it and repicking over and over again until you get a really good starting board. But yeah, you can't use Tesla against Submerge. You can't use any kind of AoE kind of teams against Submerge. The only reason Infernus works is because his attacks technically aren't AoE, even though they literally hit everything. It's technically a one-shot onto an enemy, and then it hits adjacent. And that doesn't count as AoE in this game at all. Which is one of the other reasons why Infernus is so good. Because one of the main mechanics built into the game to kind of counter overpowered troops like him doesn't even work against him. Though it'd be weird if they did make it work against that, because then there'd be a bunch of other stuff that's already useless that would also be nerfed if they were to nerf it. Okay, good. He silenced everything except our Infernus, or almost everything. Hero as well. All we need now is a skull, or actually a skull won't be enough. We don't have Enrage. Wait, how do we not have Enrage? All we need is an extra turn to get Enrage with the hero class we're using. Oh well. That means we didn't hit a single extra turn then. Okay, let's go get our final penguin. But yeah, for this battle, basically your game plan that you would go for is... oh wait, this is slightly different. But yeah, you would have to... wait, was it always this battle? I always thought there was only one that you could devour in this battle. There's two. Okay, well, there's 2 you can do. But basically what you do is you use the lamprey, you go use your front slot cockatrice to go drain them down, whichever one you need to get disabled. You can easily get the lamprey entangled so it does 0 attack damage as well and never have to deal with it just from the cockatrice itself. You get a bunch of brown mana on the board. You don't need to worry about the browns because they don't use any brown. And then you just keep spamming down cockatrice on first slot, getting entangled, whatever the first things are, and get a Dragonian Monk down to get barrier and for board control. That will keep you protected. He will not be able to hit you with anything on skulls, so you won't even be able to remove your barrier with it. You'll keep getting him entangled, so you just even more disable. Barrier up so you don't get damaged. And you keep getting mana over and over again. Keep throwing your lamprey at probably Skyla first and the Masaurus. And just get that devoured, boom, get that devoured, boom, and go from there. And once you got a single devour, you pretty much have won the battle. And as long as your lamprey has immune to devour, the enemy lamprey cannot devour your lamprey. So you just basically win off of that. And your team wouldn't have any other blues other than your immune to devour lamprey. So he would not be able to devour you at all. So you wouldn't need to worry about that. Skyla, you'd probably want to focus first because you just have a 25% chance to instant kill you. Though then again, depending on how early you are in the game, 61 damage would probably also instantly kill you. So I guess it doesn't really matter if you focus her first or this first. I guess either or. It just depends. Actually, in a way, I guess Skyla would still be first because since these both use the same mana, you basically remove purple from him if you kill Skyla first. Yeah, that's basically what you would do. I wouldn't show it now though because it would take like 20 minutes to kill. Maybe not 20 minutes, but it'd take a while. It'd probably be a lot quicker this late in the game. Actually, it'd probably only take 5 minutes. But I know from doing on a low level account, it is on average taking me at minimum like 10 minutes to win on that final battle here because you can't use the Tesla team, unfortunately. But yeah, it still will end up working through most of them. Alright, we'll go hit that. Some new spoilers from last Salty stream. We did not actually really get any spoilers. She was going to show a image of the map, but then she didn't show an image of the map, so she didn't do it. She held it hostage behind a viewer count, and she didn't get the viewer count, so she never showed it. But yeah. So we don't really have any information on it. All she really mentioned is, like, well, we already knew that they're going to be doing something with the map. She didn't really give any specifics or anything. Hello, Gamer Fox, welcome! And, oh, no problem, Backtron. Let me go claim all these. We got ourselves 2 penguins. Is that enough to actually upgrade it? I believe we're getting pretty close. Oh, no, never mind. We already got the most recent upgrade. We get so much HP from it, too. Let me go show the giant team real quick, actually. I'm pretty sure I showed it earlier, but the giant team with this penguin is just so insane. It's not like one... It is one of the better teams in the game, though it's not like one of the absolute best, as in good. It's above average, but is by no means one of the absolute best teams in the game. This is a lot of fun to use. But it's this one. It's currently the strongest 4x giant team in the game, which gets to utilize the penguin. Oh, wait, never mind. Where does it show the penguin bonus? None of our troops showed a little thingy? Well, we're getting penguin bonus. It's 4x giant. We'll go show it after the battle. We're getting, like, what? Like 25 HP or something from it. Quite a lot. So, ideally here, we'll want to take a yellow. I could take Skull, too. I don't think we really need to worry about it too much. He is using that really ridiculously annoying Divine team. So we have that to worry about. Gotta be careful. Yellow, purple. We don't actually use purple, but I do need that yellow. Get a lot of purple from that. He is burning, so we can hit a lot of damage, though generally you want to hit for the actual kill, but I think for once I am just going to do it for some damage, just because I do really want to kill out that troop and don't want it buffing or cleansing or anything like that. Because we do need to make sure we keep all the enemies burning, or at least as many of them as possible, so that we can kill them out easier. We'll go throw this onto the middle. We're going to freeze them before I go and use Yerl, just so we will have the capability of ending his turn every single time he extra turns. His team tends to extra turn a lot, so want to stop him some there. Get a nice extra turn from all that Cascade. I do not currently have enough damage, but what I'll do here is barrier against some of his damage and just hope he doesn't hit an extra turn. And now we just go start hitting into one-shots and stuff. So right here, Skull is, I don't believe, enough damage. That would be 6 more damage than what we normally do. That'd be 47. He is burning, however. So if the burn stays on him, which it will because we just replenish it, he'll die to that. So I'll die to burn. We'll go one-shot him with this. And as you can see, we beat the best team in the game. Except he's using it with a Dawnbringer, which is kind of odd. So I guess it's not the best, but, you know, the same kind of concept of it. I'll go get that down. Get a little poke on him. I'll get rid of his barrier. Just gets Dawnbringer right back up. That's the only other problem too. We keep giving him all the Dawnbringer mana he needs. But at least we have one too. Oh no, look at that. He's actually starting to do something, but we'll go get a summon there. That'd be fun if we got a year all. As you can see, the HP bonus that we actually have from using all these giants and everything and elementals and all that, every summon we have actually still retains that bonus, which is pretty cool. It's one of the few instances where the bonuses that you get at the start of battle actually apply to your summon. Whatever bonuses you have from the team bonus do apply to everything you summon. Not your trait-related ones or anything like that, but specifically the ones from team bonus do apply to literally everything, which is kind of cool. As you can see right there, we got the HP on him too, as well as the extra attack. You can see both those values are green, whereas his armor wasn't green because giants don't gain any armor. You only gain attack and HP. As you can see right here, this is actually what the stats are that we ended up gaining. And the pet comes into play a lot. As you can see, 28 HP. You can actually get 30 HP off a fully maxed penguin, which is really cool. And what was the full calculation? It was 46 HP on every summon and every single one of your troops when you first start out. It's what's possible is if you had a fully maxed penguin, a fully maxed elemental caterpillar thing, I forget its name, magma pillar, and if they ever add a giant, that we can go fully max. So that's a lot of potential there. 46 HP and 8 attack is the max amount you can get. And every single one of Hindla's summons would have it, plus each one of your troops have it. And as you can see, every troop except Fire Giant starts with over 100 HP. And combining that with the little bit of extra HP that we get at the beginning from that, and that, literally my entire team starts with over 100, which is quite cool. And that's with 0% bonus. Of course, it could be event week where they have like 10% or 20% too. But yeah, that's basically the only thing you really use Titan for, if you were to use it in like a legitimate team. That's about one of the few things. Of course, you use Titan in like raids, invasions, and other small like areas where you kind of need its barrier into enrage. But as far as PvP is concerned, that's about one of the only few teams you really use it for, and use that penguin for. Which is why I didn't really cover a video on it. Plus, it's been out already. Normally, I only do a video if it's one of the newer ones. Anyways, let's go and go do raids. I mean, invasions. I will keep calling it raids, won't I? Do we have any new rewards? Yes, we do, but it's not an interesting one. All it is all that useless stuff. We get an orb soon. We'll have that tomorrow. We'll have this on like Friday, Saturday night, and of course we'll have that finished probably Saturday night or Sunday. Yeah, tomorrow's only Thursday, isn't it? Wow. I thought it was way later in the week already. I got so much done this week for once. Anyways, let's go and keep doing this. The invasions. We're rolling currently with Double Vorkan, the new Mang, and a Garnock as our team. Oh, no problem, Gamer Fox. Glad you could join us, though. What do we need? We'll take the red down. Go and grab ourselves a... Do we even have a good cascade? Doesn't look like it. Guess we'll just go grab... None of this mana is useful. And I can't take the yellow because he'll end up getting a lot of green. Which he does actually use for a tower. If he didn't use it for a tower, I probably would take it. We'll do that. Try for a green drop. I mean, a yellow drop. Didn't get it. I guess we take another green at this point. This actually won't backfire now, so we will go for... Oh, I didn't... Wow. Second time now. Didn't get it. But we'll take a skull, I think. He's going to take an ability here. Don't know what order I want to do. I kind of want to actually go for the summon. Or not the summon, but the extra turn chance here. And we did indeed land it. So move that down. He's going to have full mana. So we already know that's going to happen. We already know he's going to go do his thing. So what we are going to want to do here is... Well, for one, stop missing extra turns. We'll go grab that. Go on this one because he's about to die. I want to kill that one out now because he's just going to gain barrier. And I'd rather use the Fury again to be able to remove that barrier. I could take this for 5 times, but I don't currently use a purple, so we'll just take it to get some red. I'll use this to get rid of his barrier. And then we should be okay from there. I'm going to try sculling it down and instead going for a double hit on the other one. So we'll just let him hopefully take something over here. We'll go for a double poke on here and should kill. No, it doesn't. Wow. We need now triple hit because they have so much durability. Well, we'll do just that. Do that twice. We'll grab some yellow, get a nice summon, get our mana. I think I'm going to do this just to secure a kill here. We could also do this on the first slot or do that to try to get rid of its barrier. We're just going to cast to see what that will open up for us. Oh, oops. That's not the one I meant to cast. Okay, well, let's get a secure kill then and do it that way. And then we'll go for the one I meant to cast, which is the mana accumulation. Doesn't really matter too much doing it in that order. But we'll go and take Skull over. Get some free browns, go for his ability. It doesn't allow us to instantly skull him. And one more skull will take him out. We can actually get our hands on one. Otherwise, next best bet would be... Never mind, there we go. And there it goes. Next best bet would have been to throw another Fury into just poking him once with the ability. Hopefully we find some Val Ravens as well. Hello, Mystic! Welcome! What would you recommend for an evasion team if you don't have two Vorkin? You would go with Vorkin, Mang / this weapon, the Earth's Fury, one of the two in second slot, followed by a Drake Rider. You would need to switch your banner though. I'm currently running a banner that runs double yellow, which rushes into the mana of our last slot, so we can keep spamming him. But if you are running it with a Drake Rider, you're going to likely want to go either +2 red, +2 brown, or a brown purple, or even a red purple. Any combination of those, whichever one you really want to focus on, is really just your preference of which way you want to run the battle. But one of those is what you would want to do. But basically, you'd replace it with a Drake Rider, most likely. And just because you can get a yellow to red convert, get all of your reds really quickly. You can also loop Drake Rider with, what's his name, Groshnock. So that's also a nice little benefit that it has. Wait, which one of these is the most annoying? I think we'll do it on first slot, just because he's kind of already dead. Oh, that's why you don't do it on first slot. I forgot. Yeah, never do it on first slot. Because if you get this skull damage for it, you can just kill it immediately. Should throw it actually on the enchant tower. That one gets really annoying. Because even if it gets no mana and you deny it perfectly, it just automatically gets enchant from just randomly finding the right color. And it's hard to stop it completely. And then it just automatically gets all of its mana. And we can't do a thing to stop it. Actually, we can. We could get Disenchant. I believe this hero class even has Disenchant too. It just normally you wouldn't actually use it on the specific hero class. But it would be pretty useful having Disenchant in invasions. Any hero class that does have it. I forget what tree it's on. But all you have to do is just use it in order to get rid of things like enchant, barrier, all that kind of stuff. Like right there, we can get both those off. It's particularly effective in this game mode. Because while they are immune to a lot of things, Disenchant is not one of them. I mean, what is it called? Wait, is it Disenchant? What's that one thing called? Yeah, it is called Disenchant. But yeah, the thing that removes all positive status effects does indeed work on them, even though they have immune to like almost everything in the entire game. That is one thing that they do not have immune to. Yeah, we'll go for the kill here. I'm going to do it on first slot again, but this is mainly because he has barrier. We'll go and take our mana, grab a poke, go from there. So we'll do just that, get that down. One more little hit will do it, ideally off of actual cast, so it doesn't have to be. Either way, I take this, I give him a skull. So I guess we'll give it to him this way. We'll take that down, we'll throw a little poke at him. That also gets a red storm for a little bit. Not sure if that will really help us too much, but it could. Never know. Okay, he didn't go for that, that's good. If I do get a skull here, I will not be able to kill it, but let's see, we'll take that out. Even if I do get a skull, it still won't kill because I can right now. But we don't have our trait because you just stunned us. Struggle of being stunned. We'll go take ourselves, I don't even need it. I guess take yellow so we get another summon in case we feel like we need it. I don't really need this weapon down on him. I'm just going to get another summon by getting like a cast off or something. It does make it weak so we can't kill him with skulls, but it's fine. Take another red so we get him up. The last little bit of our mana. Mainly just need to get this thing to full mana. The problem is we just summoned Bugbear. I guess Bugbear isn't really horrible. I wouldn't really use it this week, but it's kind of funny as a summon because the enemy will likely already be damaged to some degree, and he does boost ratio based on how much HP they're missing, so we can utilize that. And I believe he actually can one-shot it right now if we get it to full mana, and that should be a one-shot. He also extra turns even if it's not, and it's not. Wow, Bugbear, you do so little damage. He's missing like all of his HP and he still do almost nothing. Though they can't make it too strong, otherwise it would be used on every single goblin team ever. Why don't the devs build a variety of 9k to 11k teams to help with PvP battles? Fighting the same divine team for weeks is killing your enjoyment of the game. Yes, there has been a problem with the game in the past. They are considering doing changes to PvP that will decentivize basically the current meta of the game. They have mentioned this sometimes in the past. They have mentioned some smaller details of it as of recently. Not too much on it, like as far as specifics, but it is still something that they are planning. It's something they're planning for by the end of this year, ideally. I believe it was going to be the second to last patch of the year. Was, I believe, still the plan? Not sure. Likely sometime in October or November. No actual day has been given, though, or confirmed or anything. But they are looking into changing how PvP works so that stuff like that wouldn't happen. But at the current moment, we just have to deal with it. But yes, PvP is very broken right now. There are essentially 3 teams that are used, maybe 4. There is the 4 times Divine. There is the whole plethora of smaller things that are still kind of good for defense, that's partially meta, but not like the absolute meta, like things like 4 times Dragons, things like the Forest Troll Nyx team with a Kraken or Dawnbringer, stuff like that. Those kind of really annoying teams, but like beatable teams. Then it's the useless tier teams, which are things like 4 times Firebomb, 1 Firebomb, other similar joke teams like that. And, or actually, yeah, I guess that's his 4th category. And the 4th category is just joke teams, where people just deliberately, like, just put a goblin on their team, a fake one, just to trick people and thinking that's a real goblin. And that's about it. That's like the entirety of PvP right now. And it won't be changed for several months, hopefully. Well, obviously, hopefully sooner, but I believe, like I mentioned, like late October, mid-November. Either that one or the one right before the end of the year. One of those 2 patches is when they're hopefully going to be pushing it out. But no confirmation has been given on it yet, though. Right, let's go poke that. I need to go get a brown so we can actually go one-shot that. Oh, never mind. That's not even enough damage anymore, is it? I keep forgetting. These things get such high stats. Right, we'll go grab all that. Oh, I just killed it out. That's not good. At least with Groshnock. One nice thing about having a really good summoner... Well, I guess he's a really good summoner. But as far as the summoner is concerned, I guess he's a pretty decent one. But one nice thing about having a summoner like this is... even on some of these harder battles, like when they keep getting higher and higher stats, you don't need to worry about them too much. They're still relatively easy to take out. Alright, we'll take out Skull. One-shot it. All I need is 1 more of those. Dead. And there we go. You've been trying Green Seer, Suna, Glitterclaw, Yasmin Chosen. Sounds like interesting. Team that could possibly work out. Because you can just loop Yasmin into kind of getting all the damage you need. Or at least lowering it to that group, to that point. I personally prefer Web Spinner to Yasmin, though, if I'm going to bother building a Yasmin team. Glitterclaw can still be used on that team, though. What are your ideas to fix PvP system? Oh, that is a hard one. Because there's so many things that are kind of wrong with it at the moment. First thing I would say is more incentives to actually play PvP would be nice. One of the reasons why there might not even be that much variety, well, there's actually a couple things, but one of them is they need better rewards for it for lower tier people. You basically get all of your rewards for PvP, or realistically, like 99% of people, other than like the people trying for like really high leaderboard, like top 100, but a good majority of people who even bother playing PvP on a given week, a good majority of their rewards, almost all of their rewards, come specifically from the first 1.9k of PvP, which takes like a few hours, not even. So that becomes a really big issue, because a lot of the more casual, slightly easier battles that may exist aren't there, because all of the people who are playing more casually don't play enough PvP that if you have, let's say, 10k rating, you would almost never find any of these more casual people. So your battles are always like these ridiculously hard, top tier, most hardest possible battle things. Another one that they need to do is remove the whole placing based on win rate thing, because people who are lower level that get really high win rate will quickly become paired with people way ridiculously above their stats. Other than that, they need to incentivize actually defending correctly. Right now, it's like a complete mess of randomness as far as what you defend with, and they need to add some kind of structure to how you defend, kind of like how they added to Guild Wars. Actually, the exact defense system they have set up for Guild Wars is pretty much what I mentioned. Not the exact way they did the points for it, but as far as the system that they implemented is exactly what I basically suggested to them in the past, which was pretty cool. But yeah, something more like that. I'm not sure exactly what you would do, though, for PvP, because that would be a little bit harder to tackle compared to Guild Wars. Guild Wars was really obvious how you would do it. But they need to do something to it to basically make it better. Because I feel like the way that defends are in Guild Wars right now is pretty healthy. For the most part. Because it at least made it, at least compared to what it was before anyways. Because before it was just entire guilds using literally the exact same team all week, every day. With no need to ever switch. And we'll grab all that, take a skull, get that out of there. I don't know which one of those two is actually better. I think I'm just going to go for a bunch of mana here. So we can go get another summon or something. So he's going to regain barrier, so there isn't much need to go for him. I'm just going to go do that to go get a bunch more attack. Go get this down to hopefully... never mind, didn't really get much out of that. But he already gets his ability back up. As long as he doesn't kill anything that's too important, we'll be fine. A real big issue now, though, is that our hero isn't in first slot. That's the only problem with not using Mang, I feel like, compared to this weapon. I still feel like Mang is better than this thing. I do like the concept of this weapon. I do feel like there are some invasion weeks where it could be okay. But, I don't know. I just have a thing for Mang. And I think I'm still going to be sticking with it. I might finally go put my legendary ingots into Mang and just ditch this weapon. I still want to use it all of this week, just to still get a feel for it. Might even use it next invasion. I definitely won't use it for raids, though. Sticking with Mang for raids, for sure. But, I don't know. It's... They both seem like they have their own purpose. It's just I still feel like Mang is superior. Okay, let's go, and I have nothing I can properly do here. So I'm just going to do a really weird move, like taking some purple. Which I actually do need for that, but that barely does anything. They buff-nerfed her. She actually used to be good. She used to do triple damage to greens, or something like that. Something very similar to that. And now she doesn't anymore. So right here, I'm actually going to do a cast just to pass my turn. Because I don't want to drop this. If I take the blue, it drops the skull. If I take the brown, it drops the skull. If I take this green, it drops the skull. And if I take that blue, it drops the skull. So basically, it's going to drop the skull. With that being said, we're just going to go and get rid of that. Get a little poke on it, and then we get the skull. Since he just kind of hands it right to us, because we knew every move he would do would end up giving it to us. We go for a poke here. Still got several more to do. Fortunately, that thing's up front, kind of making this a little bit harder. But oh well. Aw, he ruined my thing I could have done. I'll just take a red, try for skull, didn't get it. Really need to be getting yellow, brown, and red right now. Don't see any of it though, so let's take a blue. Running out of board to take. Guess we'll take a brown. Hey, you didn't even go for the extra turn. Thank you for that. Grab that. Take the skull to get rid of barrier immediately. Hopefully this actually dies to the skull. Should probably just deliberately let it go down. There we go. Nice. Oh, didn't take green. Could have got it. But all we have to do now is throw this down. I don't even think I'm going to summon. Maybe I will. I don't know. How much damage are you up to? 70. He can one-shot our hero. His skull, however, is not enough. But what you can do is just get a barrier and just do it that way. And now if we can just find one more skull, we'll be good to go. Got the extra turn. Did not get the skull, however. But we'll go and cast this. Try to get our alignment. And, oh, we didn't extra turn it. He didn't even go for it, though. Well, we'll go and... Oh, I got a summon from that, didn't I? Well, we'll go tear apart that armor. Get a little bit of attack before it. Doesn't really do too much, though. But if nothing else, it'll give us a Firestorm that we can start to use. It does do triple because of how many reds are on the board. And if we can somehow find a way to hit it right now, we'd be good to go. Except there's no way to do it, so we'll just go move that. Oh, he actually killed my summoner. Worst comes to worst, we can win with just Titan, though. That's the whole reason for even using Titan. It's basically a 100% win rate. Because you can just keep taking browns to barrier. And nothing in this game mode really hits in multiple hits, other than the red-blue towers, which can kind of get rid of barrier some, with the fact that they do 1 damage to everything. But as long as you don't give them extra turns, they never get that off. Okay, so we'll take that skull, and down it goes. And even if that wasn't, we still had our ability as well to clean it up. And let's keep moving. Hopefully we'll get one more Valraven. What was your invasion team? What was your invasion team? Could you re-mention it? Was it the one with Mountain Crusher? I have been thinking about doing that. The main reason I don't use Mountain Crusher is I feel like you would need 2 conditions to be met. You would need the invasion / raid troop. Well, mainly so, more so in invasions, you would be able to get away with it. But you would need the invasion troop to not use brown. And you would also need to have this at either legendary or mythic, preferably mythic, in order for you to get away with using it at a Mountain Crusher. Well, I don't know if we can actually get away with it at just legendary. I just feel like you would need more stats on it, and you definitely wouldn't be able to get away with it at Epic. Yeah, we'll go get that down because he has the highest armor. Did he just one? Oh, never mind. That's our new threat right there. I forgot about that. That tower just one-shots everything once you get later into invasion. Oh no, we just... Because he killed that, we now have a useless frontline troop. Oh, I hate that so much. Okay, let's go do this. Get the barrier off. Still has all of his HP, of course. We'll go take a green to brown right there. Still have some pokes I can go do. I should probably go throw it all in on one of you two. Well, that's actually enough to kill. So let me go for it. I'll take that. I'm not going to worry about the other one. I actually don't care about the blue one compared to that. Let's kill that out. Take a skull for our own. Actually, do we give him that skull? I think we do. So I'm going to go take this yellow. It's not going to be a doom skull for him, but he's still going to find himself a skull. So I'm going to... Oh, never mind. I can't do that anymore. I need to get rid of his barrier somehow without taking a skull. That or I'll just have to take a skull. Oh, well. I got to do it. Maybe he'll be dumb enough to not go for it. And he is. Good. Except he got double kill. Oh, there's 2 archer towers? Really? I didn't see the second one. Gotta be careful. He just took out my summoner. Well, at least we have the core of our team still surviving. Please double scold us. Nice. Pretty lucky there. I was gonna say, if you got that many extra turns without getting a scold or something wrong. Okay, we'll grab that. Grab the green down so he doesn't get it. No way for us to guarantee a skull. I should probably take a red. I'll take it in a way that could give us a skull. Didn't get it. Ah, he got it though. Okay. Well, this is fine. We can still... Oh, I forgot to take the brown. This is still fine though. He shouldn't be able to win. As I say that, I think he just won. No, he didn't. Actually, I could just take brown anyways, so he does do 0 damage. This is basically... Oh, he just got Hunter's Mark. Gotta be careful. I think that is... Yeah, that is one shot now. Wow, that is annoying. Okay, maybe he won't take brown. I don't think he'll be smart enough to actually take brown. Because we get barrier every single time we do. Good job, AI. You don't have this. We'll go get rid of your barrier, and now all we have to do is just take it with a skull. And dead. Yeah, almost guarantee win. Because your hero will never die with Enrage plus barrier. Particularly the barrier, of course. Is the main one doing it. Just all you have to do is take a brown, boom, you gain barrier. Easy as that. Let's see. We'll get that down. You reinstalled Diablo 3? You forgot how addicting that game is? Some people tried getting me to play that earlier, like Demon Angel and stuff. I actually never really got into the Diablos too much. I played it a little bit when I was like really, really young. But I don't know, I never really got into the franchise after that too much. Oh, we'll go through a poke here. Yeah, it was funny. I was going to actually play Diablo 2 on stream like a year and a half ago. Ended up picking it up at a flea market. That and StarCraft 2. And the disc for StarCraft 2, because I didn't bother opening the boxes, but the disc for StarCraft 2 was in the Diablo box. And the Diablo, yeah, and the StarCraft 2 box was empty. So, it was just really weird. Happened on stream, like, ages ago, like, when we first started the channel. What do we even need? We're gonna take a red. Yeah, flea market was a lot of fun. I used to do that while in college. Pretty much as my job. It's nice since you can do it at pretty much any hour to still make a lot of money. Though there are specified days that you can really do it on, though. Mainly Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Particularly Saturdays and Sundays. You can get away with it on a couple other days of the week. It's just normally not worth going out for how little you make, though. But yeah, I used to make more in one day doing flea marketing than I make an entire month of doing YouTube. There's that big of a profit difference. But of course, I really enjoy doing YouTube. Go throw that down. Get the other hit. And one more will kill it if he doesn't do anything. And down it goes. Hey, we finally gained another champion level. I still want to get this thing to level 100. We're getting there. Of course, we get immune to almost everything then. Like stun, devour, poison. A lot of good stuff. Death mark. Getting really close to it. Take the blue over. Take a skull. How much damage is that skull? Is it worth it? I think it is, because if I don't, he kills us in one shot. Oh, oh, he took the move I was going to take on the bottom if I didn't take the skull. Got a lot of mana out of it. Okay, I need to go take a brown or a yellow right here. Need that really bad. We'll go take that instead and maybe try getting a alignment here. Can we land it? Yes, we can. Nice. Okay. So let's go and secure and get rid of that enchant tower. I think that's the next biggest threat that we really have. Just because even if we deny him out, that's still going to get us eventually. Can I extra turn by taking this? These will drop down by 2. These are dropped down by 1. I believe that is, though the problem is, will he go for it? I'll take that actually, preemptively, just in case he does feel like going for it. I'll do that so I can just kill him with 1 ability. Then we'll go kill this one out by using the double combo again. Actually, you know what? We can just do the exact same thing. Oh, no, we can't. Use the regains barrier. But we'll go and do that. Oh, there's a problem with what I just did. Now I don't have enough attack to naturally kill him. Oh, well. I guess I tried getting Mang up by doing this. And I didn't quite get it, but we got a skull, and that's dead. And down it goes. And one more fight. Oh yeah, Demon or Angel, what was your team? You never re-mentioned it. Or did you, and I just didn't see it? Because I only have 1 battle left if we don't get another Valraven. Was it the Mountain Crusher one? I personally don't feel like the Mountain Crusher would work with this week. If it was that. I do love using explosions, though. What's also pretty fun is that one explosion that, that you just mentioned. The explode when you take 4 times, 5 times matches. You got to get rid of Enrage for it. But, you know what? Why am I not using that now? Because we're not really using Enrage that much, are we? We are using the yellows, however, but the Enrage specifically, I haven't even really tested it yet. I don't think I've even bothered using it once. But it is pretty nice. Every single extra turn we take, we will end up getting a yellow explode. So let's go give it a shot to see what happens. So any extra turn, boom, a yellow explodes on the board. And we get all the mana from it, or 70%, you know, the normal mana thing. So it explodes over there. This gives us a bunch of free mana every single time. Also guaranteed gives us some mana for him. We'll try it for an extra turn there. Got it. Get another explosion. Boom, another explosion. Boom, another explosion. Only problem is that could actually take away something that we're preparing. So if we take it 4 times and we're like expecting something and then boom, the yellow just explodes. That's kind of unfortunate. Oh wow, yeah, wow. Wow, that's OP. Whoa, that's OP. Yeah, why have I not been using that? That's great. Yeah, we definitely don't need the Enrage. Unless we were running this first slot, we don't really need the Enrage. That explosion is just so much better. They really buffed Titan, didn't they? They did like so many like buffs to Titan by giving them that Storm trait. Because there's so many things under that tree that are actually really useful now. Not in every circumstance, but just in general. And all we need now is that last skull. Very nice. Wow, that went from like a few minute battle to like half a minute. It felt like. What even? There we go. Hello, Alan. So welcome. Yeah, that is surprisingly effective. Anyways, what to do next? Well, tomorrow will be Necromancer, so whatever level we get Titan to today is basically the end of the road for our Titan. I guess we'll go run through a dungeon real quick, just with a quick team of some sorts. 4 times Giant, sure, why not? Might as well. We get a half mana start too, because of course Titan. We're actually using the correct hero class for something for once. We'll go run this. What do I even need? We'll go and throw Yarrow versus Yarrow. Oh, that's funny. I didn't even try to do that. That's perfect. Yarrow versus Yarrow. Who will win? That's pretty obvious. This is the first battle. We'll go take a... actually, he has enough damage just to get a one-shot without it even being burned. Normally, you have to burn them in order to actually have enough damage. Oops, he has stun skin. So let's go and just go around the area. Go kill that. Boom. I should have killed Yarrow. Why did I not go for him? He's basically Yarrow, except he uses every color. Okay, no extra turns. We can go and try sniping. We're supposed to move that down. Get a little bit of mana. Somehow, nothing got the full mana by that. I'll go to that. Go get Yarrow going crazy now. You know what? I should actually use this with optimal traits for this team. I don't think I've bothered ever switching it to this team. Like, get rid of Barrier. Get rid of Barrier and just go every single trait that synergizes with a 4 times Giant team. Let me go see what that would be if we were to go to do that. That would end up being the specific traits of... So making sure that every single one is Giant related. So... that technically would be one. Summon a random storm on 4 times 5 times matches. Next one would be none of these. All three of them are horrible, so you would never use any of them. Next one would be the all yellow allies gain 1 magic. Next one after that would be... you don't really need Dust Storm at start of battle if you are running a giant team. There's not too many giant teams that are actually really heavy brown focused. Yarrow Fire Mantle is normally the only thing that's actually brown on a team like that, so we could just go for +1 glory. Next one would be, instead of barrier, it would make you a lot weaker, but it would increase your damage. Give all giant allies 1 life and 1 magic. And other than that, it would be that into eventually the elemental thing. You actually wouldn't go Fortitude. You would go into the elementals gain 1 magic when an ally casts a spell. And it would almost be completely Stormtree. Essentially, literally, the entirety of Stormtree would end up being okay to use with 4 times Giants, which is kind of funny, because before this tree didn't even have Storm, yet now the only thing you really run, if you really wanted to run it with Giants, is just pure Storm, which is kind of odd, because you don't need this. This does nothing for you, really, in the context of a Giant team. And this, of course, also does nothing in the context of a Giant team. It's just for farming more glory. But, yeah, let's go do this. I'm still missing the Elemental trait, which would give us 1 more magic per cast, but still, everything else we have ready to go. This is as optimal of a Giant team you can get other than Max Titan, which we're only 9 levels away from. I actually do want to revisit this team when we do have that final trait, just to see what on earth it would be able to do. This team might actually be a lot stronger than I think it is. Might just be underestimating it. It's because I don't have it maxed yet. It's the same thing with Assassin. I might be overestimating it, or maybe underestimating it, I'm not sure, because I don't have it yet. So it's hard to tell how some of those like better final traits, most of the level 100 traits perk things are like abysmally bad, but there are a few of them out there that are just insanely good. And one of them is that 1 extra magic to all elementals per cast, because almost all giants are elemental, particularly Stormheim giants. Elemental, 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 and they all gain magic every time. I believe HP too. It's +1 magic, +1 HP per cast. And giant teams, at least specifically Stormheim giant teams, do tend to spam quite a bit as far as their extra turn potential. Oh, we missed it there. I wish she had a capability of getting extra turn. I should probably also be using something instead of Dawnbringer. Dawnbringer is nice for protection, but it doesn't really speed you up in the context of this team. Let's take that. Wait, do they both have immune to burn, or are we just never hitting him with burn? We have Yarrow. How are we not getting burn on him? Okay, we must just keep hitting the same guy over and over again. There we go, we finally got burn. We'll go hit him with that. Or would have killed him regardless. Actually, I don't know why I did it that way. I should actually threw the Yarrow on that one first, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, that's what giants look like these days. And final battle. Hello, Nautical, welcome. Vor? I don't know what Vor is. What is Vor? Vor, Mountain Crusher with Dust Storm. Vor. Oh, Vor is the troop. Oh, duh. With Garnock. Interesting. So basically what we're using, except you're using Mountain Crusher, basically. Are you using them at Mythic, I would assume? Because you would have to do all your damage through Vors only if you were doing that. Your hero would also have no damage after your first Vor dies. So I guess that wouldn't matter as much because you would constantly be getting new summons in first slot. Alright, we'll go and get a poke on him. Lose his turn on that. Ideally, we'd have a kill here, and we do. Grab that. Ideally, that would have been extra turn, but it's not. Oh, let's go get a poke down. He'll hit his whatever that was. Go for a little poke. 1 HP. Does everything just want to survive with absolutely nothing? Let's go try hitting on Yarrow. Actually, let's take that out. And go for a poke. Completely miss. Struggle of using Yarrow. Every single thing that has like a multi-summon like that is really annoying. Because of how often they like to miss for no reason. Oh, we couldn't explode that once. How have you taken 0 damage? Literally 0 damage. Oh, so what am I doing? I could have won with Dawnbringer ages ago. And down he goes. Yeah, every cast we did would, if we had this class fully maxed, give 1 magic to everything on our team except for our hero. Let's see, what would be the utility option for this team? If we were to use a weapon that isn't Dawnbringer, what would we use? It would have to be a quick cast weapon that has board control that isn't Anu Scepter because that takes too long to cast. And ideally, it would be of color purple. Let's see, what's the best purple board control weapon there is in the entire game? Let's see. Some of the books. Do any of them have a good storm on them? Lost, you know, one of these useless books might actually be one of the best things to put on this team. Let me see. Because some of them might have some really good, let me see. Let's go under tome. I haven't actually checked each one of these tomes to see what they give. I know they have like a bunch of useless magic. I didn't really double check their side effects though, because there might be some side effects under them that aren't horrible. So we have Dust Tome. This just creates a dust storm. Next tome up is an interesting one. I believe it explodes, or what does it do? It has some kind of extra benefit. It drains mana from an enemy. You have a 3x3 explode. It drains 3 mana from first, and it gains barrier. And drain does mean you take it from them. That one actually wasn't too bad. It's actually one of the reasons why I got it up. What was the epic ones though? Which is the best one of the tomes, or supposedly. Oh, it explodes around the purple. It's not worth it. It's bad. It's actually not as good as the ultra rare one, which is kind of funny. Plus it costs more, but it does give you more mana overall. But yeah, this tome right here might actually literally be best in slot for this team. As weird as that may seem, because you would accumulate all the mana you would need off of the explosions from your hero class, exploding random yellows, which would just accumulate you enough purple over time to be able to use this for a 3x3 explosion that you would then use for board control to land everything. You wouldn't want this one because exploding a random purple could get in the way of the board control that you're trying to do, so that would be bad. But this thing just draining the mana, I keep clicking on the wrong one. This thing just draining the mana from the enemy, not to mention it gains barrier. So you wouldn't be using barrier on your hero anymore, the brown thing to get barrier every single time. So you'd be able to replace that with this capability of gaining barrier. And then you're still getting mana back because you're draining them. Not only that, but you're actually draining them, so that's less mana for them, more mana for you. And you can't use the Kahn, unfortunately, because it doesn't actually do board control. Also, it's mythic, so it takes forever to upgrade. I don't think anyone even has a fully mythic weapon yet. And it can go all the way to +10. What is on the Infernus Divine team? The Infernus Divine team is Divine Protector. It's this name. It's Divine Protector, Infernus, Ubistet, Divine Ishpala. And generally you would use this with Priest class. Of course, I'm just using Titan at the moment. But Priest class would be the best class for it. You can easily get away with it with many other hero classes if you so choose. He has a lot of those. Wow. He's going to take away every yellow on the board. He must really hate Divine Troops. Okay, let's go get a double kill off of Ubistet, then go from there. We'll do that. We have an alignment right there, so even if he does that one... Oh, he ruined my alignment. Okay, let me go move that. Another explode. Get Infernus down. And dead. Okay, I've been really underestimating how ridiculously overpowered an explode every turn does. Because you're getting like 7 additional mana every single time. Oh yeah, I don't use Divinia for this. Divinia is nice for not losing, but she doesn't normally speed you up that much. It's something that's great as a support troop. It's just not something that once you reach later in the game you'd really run too much. It's why you haven't really seen me running Divinia much. It's good in Yagway teams. That's the only instance where it really speeds up your battle, is if you're using it with Yagway or what's his name? The other Ubistet, the Ketris the Bull. Ketris the Bull and Yagway are about the only 2 things you would use Divinia in which the speed of the battle would actually increase because of Divinia. Or often, if you're doing a Divine-related team, you would just go with some of the heavier damage sources, assuming you had them. And since we have everything, we just go with the bigger damage sources. And it is quicker than using Divinia. But yeah, Divinia is still insanely amazing. She is one of the best troops in the game at the moment. It's just she's towards the slower side. It's kind of like what Famine is. Famine's insanely good. The problem is he's really slow at winning. But yeah, that's the Divine team. Can you show us the perks on new weapon from this invasion? Is it worth upgrading them? The new weapon that just came out, it's basically as good to upgrade as Mang is for the most part. It's about the even. Let me just go under it. Like as far as Mang, Oh, let me clear that. As far as Mang is concerned, this is what it looks like. Oops, I keep clicking another class one instead. But as far as Mang, it just gets a bunch of stats. One thing to note is that this has more defensive stats compared to the other one. The other one has more offensive stats. The other one almost gains pure attack, whereas this one gains a mix of everything. The first 5 on all the weapons are slightly different for the most part between weapon to weapon. But all it does is create a red, which is useless. 4 armor, useless. 4 life, useless. 2 attack, useless. The other one is semi-similar, except it also gains enrage in a way. Or it literally gains enrage. What was it? Fury. So we'll get that up. Upgrade weapon. But this one gains attack, 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 attack. The only thing it doesn't gain is a little bit of armor there. So its overall durability slightly less. It also doesn't gain slightly higher magic. But it creates a brown instead of a red. It gains 2 attack, which is the same thing Mang does. The only difference is it does enrage once you get it later on, which isn't really as useful on this. If enrage was on Mang, that'd be insane. It's not as useful on this because generally, if you're specifically using Earth's Fury, you are using other troops in front of it. So you getting specifically enrage onto your hero that's using Earth's Fury isn't really that good compared to Mang when you're using like first slot. If Mang had enrage, that would be a really different story. That would be you'd actually bother to fully upgrade Mang. It's one of the reasons why I haven't done either of these yet. It's just they're both kind of bad, especially this right here. Their 6-1 is what really is making me not want to upgrade them because this makes the weapon weaker, not stronger. Creating a random red or creating a random brown is very excessively unlikely to actually land. Even if you had like 20 brown or 20 red on the board, in this case 20 brown, you could still very easily miss. And it's very likely that you would just give it to the enemy and give them some kind of alignment that wasn't there before. So that's horrible. Also, 3 random splash damage. To my understanding, what this does is you'll hit a random enemy for 3 damage, and then it'll hit the adjacent 2 for 1 damage, is basically what it does. So that's basically an anti-barrier method that isn't specifically to spell, is what this is for, which is probably why it's called rending. But that's what that's made for. But yeah, that's it's just not worth going for the most part. Other than that, well, I guess, you know what? Maybe getting that for barrier removal isn't horrible in invasions. It's basically made to be an evasion weapon, which is why it was given out during evasions. Everything about it just screams use it in evasions. But other than outside of that context, I don't really feel like it's better than Mang in most other situations. And I still haven't gone through literally every weapon in the game yet. There's probably like some kind of weapon that no one would have ever thought of to check. That's probably like the best weapon in the game right now. Who knows? Probably not. But there are some really weird ones. Like I mentioned, like that one book that we just went over. That tome is actually insanely powerful, fully maxed. It was something in the past that was laughably bad, but is actually surprisingly decent now. Like this tome right here. The Tome of Wizardry +7 is pretty decent. Explode. It's the cheapest explode in the entire game, if I'm not mistaken. Not only that, but you also get, I keep clicking change class. You also get the mana drain, which is almost half of its mana back. Plus you're exploding, so it's almost all your mana back. And you gain barrier too. Also, that reminds me, let me go convert all my ingots. I probably have a lot of ingots just sitting around. Let's go upgrade some more weapons. Let's go under games, let's go under Soulforge. I don't think I've converted them for a couple days now. Go to other, convert all of our commons up, convert all of our rares up. Where are they? Where are they? Wait, do we not have any what? Oh, no, duh. What am I doing? I forgot. I'm like trying to find this common thing, but I forgot it's the rare you need to go under. And then we convert all the rares to ultra rare. So we get all that, get 4 of these. And there we go. Okay, so let's see what we can upgrade with our ultra rare ingots. I don't think anything too good is still under here. Maybe we'll go for the green weapon if I haven't already. Let's see. Green, green, green. Apply filter. No, I need to do it based on rarity. And then do it based on all. And apply, scroll down, and go from there. Oh yeah, I've still been needing to do 750 snot gems. I didn't do it this week, the event gem thing. Okay, which one of these would be okay? 9 mana for this is a nice number to see. 9 mana for that is a nice number to see. 12 mana for that isn't horrible. And possibly 10 mana for that isn't horrible. Also 12 and 9. So let me go test these and see if they're actually any good. Deal extra damage to the first enemy. Gain enrage. 12 mana for that. Not worth it. What about this one? Gain 4 life. Cleanse all allies. That's actually not too bad. Cleansing all allies for 9 mana. The weapon itself really isn't much, but that's a pretty nice upgrade to it compared to what it normally would be. Create a Leaf Storm isn't too bad. And extra damage to the last enemy. That's not too bad either. This Phoenix crossbow, or crossbow of exile, it creates a bone storm and then deal damage to the last enemy. Interesting. Though it does true damage, and it's like mixing physical damage with true damage. This one summons an 8. What? Hold up. What? Wait. This one's actually good? See, that's what I meant. Why is this a thing? Summon an ancient horror and create a dark storm. That's actually really good for 9 mana costs. You do 30 damage to last slot. You summon an ancient horror, which is pretty weak, but in a mid-game kind of perspective, it's not bad. And you create a purple storm, which then synergizes into whatever team you might be using. And, of course, it synergizes into literally the ancient horror that you just created. That's an odd one. Let's see what this Ice Glaive does, too. Gain 1 magic, create a light storm. That's not horrible. Though you don't have any board control to synergize with that. This one gains 4 mana and gains barrier. That's also not too bad. You gain back almost half the mana. Kind of like what that tome does, except the tome uses it better. And that's about it, right? There isn't any other low mana cost ones. Oh, I guess this one that could technically be okay. Poison the first enemy. Disease the first enemy. That's not too good. What about this one? And Death Mark the first enemy. That's not bad. And steal 3 life from the first enemy. Cool. But you know what I really want? The stagger. I really want to see that. I didn't even realize that's a thing that could be done. This thing seriously just summons an ancient horror? Really? Let's just go to a random battle real quick. Here, the Vinny Field first challenge. Let's just go to our first slot and just use hero with just a weapon. Oops, get that out. Let's get that over. Let's go into a +2 blue, I guess. Just to rush it up. Not like that would really speed it up at all. And do that. Actually, let's use Frozen Banner, given the team that we're using. And let's just put 1 weapon and use the dagger. Let's see, dagger. Oops, that's not how you get the dagger. Dagger. That's not where you get the dagger either. There it is. And there we go. That seems weird. That seems like a decent amount of value. There's a lot of them that feel like they get like a weird amount of value. That's actually pretty decent. So we actually get an ancient horror for when we do this, right? Yeah, we do. We get a maxed out, or whatever our ancient horror is at, ancient horror summons. I believe that's based on your magic as far as how much life or what level it comes in. So you would need 20 magic or whatever your ascension of your ancient horror is in order to level it to max. So do keep that in mind. But yeah, it's pretty funny. I didn't realize they had that thing on it. And we get purple storm too. If it wasn't for the fact that we're also getting a random storm every single time we exit turn. But yeah, we get a purple storm too. Yeah, let's go take a poke here. Oh, why did I not take the skull? Oh well, because we want to go end it with an ancient horror summon, that's why. There we go. Weird. I didn't realize that was a thing. That's actually pretty cool. I wish more of the weapons would kind of be like that. Like, I don't feel like they added enough unique effects. I also felt like they should have scaled some of the effects upwards. Like, things like Barrier and Rage, stuff like that, they don't obviously need to scale, or stats effects. But things like gain 4 armor, gain 2 attack, stuff like that, they really should have scaled up so that higher rarity weapons have a higher benefit from it. Like, I can understand not giving it to lower rarity weapons because that'd be super OP in early game. But, like, there's no reason Dawnbringer should only be giving 2 attack and 4 armor and stuff like that. It's just so abysmally bad. Even if it was 10, it would still be bad, but at least that would be better. What hero class was you using with the Divine team that was giving you your team mana? Oh, I was just using Divine. Anything that has Storm. Storm is one of the better trees, and for whatever reason, they gave it to the already overpowered Titan hero class, which actually makes it quite nice. Oh, oops, this isn't the Divine team, but still the same premise. But yeah, every single time we take an extra turn, we're exploding a yellow, and that's also Storm tree. There's a lot of potential for better Storm synergies, though. I don't know what specifically we'll ever have it in the future, but we'll see. Quite a few of the tree synergies. We should probably go make like a list of like the 3 most overpowered tree synergies and see if they ever actually end up making it. They almost have one of them out. Assassin is 1 tree off from being one of the most overpowered combinations. The only tree that it has that isn't really that overpowered is its first tree. Not the shadow one, the one before. I forget what it's called. Some kind of magic related one. But yeah, the Divine team. It's basically every yellow we take, we explode. Plus, we also get an random storm every extra turn we do. And while this is pretty inconsistent as to what mana we'll get, it does overall increase our extra turn chance, since we'll always have some kind of storm. It might not have the storm we want, but it will always have a storm. So as you can see, we had no storm. Now we have a blue storm. And basically, we just keep revamping the storm every extra turn we do. And of course, we still get a red storm every time we get a kill, too, which is kind of nice. So even if we don't get any storms by any other means, we're still getting it that way. Yeah, every single time, boom, random storm. Oh, it even did a doom storm. Interesting. Didn't even realize it could create that. That's actually cool. Thought it was just the elemental ones. It's another one of those like first trait things that's actually really, really strong. Whoa, speaking about very, very strong, what are you doing? Go hit that down. And that's one of the nice things about the yellow explode. While it's normally pretty bad, it's good for when you have less divines on your team, because it gives you a more guaranteed chance of getting mana like we were able to do right there. Oops, did I just give him the convert? I did. I lost. Let's see. Still winnable. Barely. We do gain Divine Shield every single time we cast this too, which is actually a really, really powerful thing on any weapon. It doesn't even matter really what the weapon is. If it gains Barrier every cast, it's decent. Especially if it has loop potential like this one does. Did he give me the win? No, he did not. The board is not set up, and I have to throw it, because if I don't do something, we automatically lose. So, what do? I need an extra turn right now to have any chance of winning. We'll move that over. No! Weeb, why you gotta be like this? The double kill. Oh well. Can I try Green Seer, Suna, Glitter Claw, and Chosen? Sure, I can go try that real quick. Let me just clear through this revenge battle first. Hopefully not losing this time. Ah, he's using the almighty assassin. Is he trying to get it to level 100? Yes, he is. He's almost there. That's probably one of my next things. I'm doing Bard next, though. But I really do want to max out assassin. There's so much fun to be had with that. Okay, we'll go and double kill. He can still win at any time. He's using assassin. Has anyone actually double checked to see how assassin's final trait interacts with assassinate? Has anyone seen the 10% trigger the 7%? Basically double killing. I really want to know if that's possible. It would very rarely happen. Like, ridiculously very rarely. But if it ever did, you auto-win the second it happens. If it was to ever happen. Oh, oops, I didn't mean to go do this again. Well, I guess we get rid of this PvP battle then. So we can go do a real team or real battle. We're going to move that down. But yeah, I'll go try that team in a second, Mystic. We'll do it right after this battle, assuming a team is here in our 3 trophy. I'll go Ubestead it dead. There we go. Okay, what do we have here? We have ourselves a revenge against another one. Ooh, that's a very annoying team, but we'll give it a shot. It's Suna versus Suna, except we're using a slightly weaker version because we're not running with all the divine stuff. But let's go check what it is. It is Green Seer. Good start. Suna. Also, by the way, Suna's still available until the end of tomorrow, until Friday reset. So if you're still interested in her, open keys. And if you're not interested at all, do not open any keys. Don't open them until after Friday. Or you'll know. As soon as Friday reset goes, it'll be obvious. If you don't see it in that little menu anymore, you know she's not in the drop table. Or she still is, but she's not the only mythic in the drop table. You'll be able to get all the other ones then. Let's see, Glitter Claw, which will give us even more Surge, or not Surge, Burn. And then Yasmin. Yeah, we'll give this a shot. We'll probably need to run this with... Was any banner suggested? What was the banner suggested? There was none, so we probably need a +1 purple into a +1 green, I want to say. Oh, what are we getting bonus for? Forest of Thorns, Bright Forest, and Fae. Oh, it's a pure Fae team. I never even noticed that. Interesting. Oh, wow. I forgot how much magic Fae start with when you have a fairy like that. How high is our fairy? Oh, yeah. What's that other combo? I believe it's fairy plus glacial peaks. Or is it some other combo? There's some kingdom that gains like a lot of magic for whatever reason. Or was it only one magic? I think there was several kingdoms that only gained one. It was Fae that gained it too, though. No, it wasn't. There's some kind of bonus where all it gives is magic, and I completely forget which one it is off the top of my head. Like pure magic. And that'd be like a gigantic start, because I believe you can get in a few other kind of synergies. But anyways, let's start with this. Fae was one of them, though. Let's go do it with this with a purple-green, I mean. I don't think there's a better purple-green one, is there? Or does it minus blue or something? Yes, there is a more proper version of it. but it minuses blue, which might make it hard for it to get Glitter Claw up, but we'll still give it a shot. All we have to do is take red to get it up, so we'll run it with that and give it a shot. So green Seer, Suna, Glitter Claw, Yasmin. Green Seer immediately, throw it into everything else, and should be good. So we'll go and do that down. Only other problem with this is it doesn't use hero class. That's the only really bad thing that this most recent patch did, is you should almost always use your hero class in literally every team you ever use. Just because you should always be trying to passively farm hero XP. Kind of like as a newer player, or basically just throughout most of the game, you'd want to use, I personally don't anymore because I've already finished it, but earlier on in the game, you generally want to always be running a soul farming troop in your team. Mainly because you want to passively gain souls. But you also want to try always, for the most part, trying to keep a hero into your team so you're always gaining class XP for something. Because it takes a long time to max them all. And of course, while all hero classes aren't useful, there may become instances in the future where they do. And if they become useful and you don't have it upgraded, it will take forever to try to upgrade it if you want to upgrade it from nothing. So it's good to get a head start on it. Let's see, we're going to move this over. I guess we'll go throw this down just so we don't die, because he's about to Ubistet us. And if we do this, we'll have enough HP to actually survive the Ubistet. So we'll do that. We barely survived the Ubistet. Next one we will not. We'll go get a Fairy Fire thing down. Get that down. Two of them get Fairy Fired. Can't Fairy Fire her. Can't Fairy Fire her. He's about the two weakest, so we'll throw it down again. Get a lot of damage down. Go for another Green Seer. And go from there. Do the round. Double check what else we might have. I guess Fairy Fire again. Actually, let's go with the Yasmin again. Get that going. Move the other one down. Throw Fairy Fire. And that works surprisingly well. And we were able to counter the Ubistet with it. Even though we didn't have Barrier, we were able to counter it just by having a high amount of HP. Which is kind of cool. You finally saw a Zugaf player in PvP. Very nice. I still have yet to see a legitimate one. I saw it the one day where it was glitched, but I have yet to see a legitimate Zugaf in PvP or anywheres. But they do exist. They're out there. A few people do have them. Not that many. I think it's like a few dozen, if even that, but probably not even that many. It takes forever and a half to get. I think if we go and convert every orb we have now, even though we've been going for so many orbs, I think we only have 3 power orbs. If I'm not mistaken. Let me double check. If I convert everything over, we would have... How much does a power orb cost again? Where's power orb? Where even is it? Okay. We have enough to craft 1, just straight up. We then have enough to craft 2 to 3. We can craft about 2 to 3 power orbs right now, because of how many more of those we could get. Because blues will always be the hardest to get up compared to any of the other ones. Greens you basically have infinite of. Not of crafting them. You should never ever craft them. But just because they keep giving to you every single week. But you gain a lot more oranges than you gain blues. So you generally base it on your blues. And we can craft 4 more blues. And let's see what that brings us up to. We just need to add 4 to our current amount of blue orbs. And that will tell us how many we can actually craft then. And divide that by 3. So if we add 4 to that, we are 1 major blue orb off from being able to craft, or 2 smaller ones off, either or, whichever way you look at it. We are that many off from being able to craft 3 power orbs. We need 8 of them. We barely have 3. No, we don't even have 3. We're right below 3, and we need 8 of them. That is how hard power orbs are to obtain. And we've been doing every single thing, basically, to try to get them, except for leaderboard-related stuff. Which I do on occasion, but I don't go, like, extremely all out with it. But, yeah, that is how hard it is to get power orbs. And why Zugaf is so ridiculously rare. We will eventually have them in time. I'm not even sure if I will craft them. I probably will, for the only reason being, I believe, Karkaroff level 10 requires you to own it. And that would be 1 additional magic. So, yes, the leveling of Karkaroff is locked behind eventually owning a Zugaf. So if you eventually want to get +3 magic, and of course, inevitably, way in the future, +4 magic onto your Karkaroff kingdom, you actually do need to own a Zugaf, which is really annoying. Luckily, by the time this kingdom actually has that kind of power level, we will probably have a Zugaf by then. But yeah, that makes this kingdom like one of the hardest, if not the hardest in the entire game to max out, just because it does require Zugoff, and Zugoff is the hardest thing in the entire game currently to obtain. Second hardest would be any of the Apocalypse Mythics or Dawnbringer, depending on how you look at it, or Xenos, depending on how you look at it. Any of those. Probably Xenos, I guess. So absolute hardest, definitely Zugoff. Second hardest, Xenos. Third hardest, I guess, Dawnbringer, just because of how long it takes you to get all the souls for it. And generally, you allocate souls for other stuff before you bother putting into Dawnbringer. Will the event weapon come back again? Oh, the Divine Protector and stuff? Yes. They will come back in the future. How they will specifically implement it, they do not know. But yeah, we don't know when or how or what they'll be doing with that. But it will likely be added some way into the Soulforge, into some kind of rotation. And it will most likely require jewels, diamonds, and maybe gems, and obviously souls to craft. How expensive they'll be, we have no clue. Of course, we can kind of gauge it based on how they currently do the weapons, which are quite expensive, but not like over-the-top expensive. I still feel like it's better spending 250 gems for them every single week. But for example, they'd be priced probably pretty similar, though there's no guarantee, but probably pretty similar to how these weapons are right now. So you can see Earth's Fury, if you didn't want to spend 250 gems, instead you could buy it for 2 Celestials, 400 jewels of both its 2 colors, 10,000 souls, and 200 diamonds. So you can opt for this method instead if you wanted to craft it that way. And I believe other weapons in the future will be craftable like that. The only problem is if they make them craftable like this, where they're 100,000 souls, 300 both, 50 gems, 3 Celestials. That's obviously quite a bit more expensive, but we'll see exactly what they do with them and what will be up with that, or if they add even more epic weapons like these. I'll just have to see in time, but no real information is known by that, or when they'll implement it, but they definitely will be doing it. Might someday for $5, no. They're probably going to do it by some other means eventually for not $5 or any amount of money. Though they probably will still always keep the $5 weapons there. They're actually not too bad to get either because the epic ingots in them yet. To a degree, they're okay value now. Before, I would have considered them mostly meh, but there are some instances where they are okay. It just depends really what the weapon is at this point. If it's one of the really useless tier weapons, case in point this one, probably not worth it. But they do have legendary, epic ingots in them, which makes them a little bit more desirable compared to before. Still mostly not worth it, but, you know, if you're like a collectionist, as one way of getting them. But they will be implemented into the game sometime into the future. They just don't know why or when, or, you know, they just don't know what they're going to be doing with it, essentially. But anyways, guys, I'm going to be heading out for now. Oh, wait, was there another question? If you guys have any other questions, let me know before I head out. I'll be back same time tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 1 hour prior to now. I will still be doing another Darkest Dungeon stream throughout tomorrow afternoon as well, and evening. So we'll be doing that. We'll be just doing the normal stuff with that. So yeah, probably around like noonish or so. Could vary by an hour or so, but somewhere around there. So do you suggest to get every weapon, event weapon, as possible as you can? Yes. If you ever see any kind of weapon ever introduced to the game, I would advise immediately getting it, because we have no clue when we'll be able to get them in the future again. Let's see. Is that everything? Don't believe I missed anything else. But yes, thank you all so much for coming down. Greatly appreciated. I'll see you all tomorrow night. Don't forget, tomorrow's event. We're getting the new class of, well, not a new class event, but, you know, we're getting a class event for the Necromancer Hero class, so I'll hopefully have some time to go over that tomorrow morning. And we'll go from there. Anyways, guys, thank you all so much for watching. See you all later, and goodbye, everyone. And don't forget to go claim the penguin if you haven't already. Goodbye.